What's good, family? Welcome back to the Insurance Zone, the place where culture, money, protection, and legacy all link up. I'm your host, the Insurance Zone, and today we're stepping into a story that is both powerful and overlooked. The life and legacy of Maggie Lena Walker, the first Black woman to charter and serve as president of a bank in the United States, but also one of the most important leaders in Black insurance history. Most people know of her banking story, but very few know that her work in insurance helped secure the financial security, the dignity, and the futures of thousands of Black families at a time when America refused to insure us fairly, or at all. So today, we're diving deep. How did Maggie Lena Walker build insurance institutions during Jim Crow? How did she use fraternal orders to protect Black lives? And how did her leadership lay a blueprint for the Black insurance movement that followed? We're going to touch base on that. You know what? Let's get into it. Part 1. The world Maggie Walker was born into. Before we talk about Maggie, we need to understand the world she stepped into. She was born in 1864, the last year of the Civil War. She entered a world where Black Americans were free on paper, but excluded economically in almost every way. White insurance companies either refused to insure Black people or charged them outrageous Black rates. Burial societies and mutual aid organizations became the earliest forms of Black life insurance because formal insurers wouldn't touch us. See, this environment shaped Maggie early. As a matter of fact, her mother worked as a laundress, and young Maggie helped deliver laundry to white families, and she saw the economic difference up close. She once said, and I paraphrase loosely, "I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I was born with the ability to work and build." And that's exactly what she did. Part 2. Maggie Walker and the Independent Order of St. Luke. One of the most important chapters in Maggie's story, and the one that most connected to insurance, starts with the Independent Order of St. Luke. This was a Black fraternal order started by formerly enslaved Virginians. It provided sickness benefits, burial benefits. It provided community aid, essentially the earliest form of insurance available to Black people. When Maggie joined the order, it was struggling financially. Membership was dropping, funds were low, and leadership was unsure. But Maggie, she didn't come to maintain. She came to build. By 1899, at just 35 years old, she became the organization's right-worthy Grand Secretary, which basically made her the CEO. And she turned that entire institution around. Under her leadership and under her tutelage, membership jumped from a few hundred to tens of thousands. Finances stabilized. New departments were launched. And the order transformed into a powerhouse institution supporting Black economic life. She understood something simple, but revolutionary at the same time. If white institutions could not protect Black lives, it was Black communities' responsibility to build their own institutions and protect their own. And insurance, especially burial insurance, was central to that mission. Part 3. Why burial insurance mattered so much. To fully understand Maggie's vision, you have to understand the power of burial insurance in the early 1900s. For Black families back then, a funeral wasn't just an event, it was financial survival. White funeral homes wouldn't serve Black families. White insurers charged unfair premiums. And the average Black family had no savings to handle a sudden death. This led to public collections. This led to borrowing, and sometimes even the inability to bury your own loved ones respectfully. Maggie Walker saw the emotional and the economic devastation these situations caused, and she used the Independent Order of St. Luke to solve it. See, the order guaranteed a decent burial. It guaranteed financial aid to families in mourning. The order guaranteed support during sickness and dignity during the hardest moment of life. This work made the order more than just an insurer. It made it a lifeline. And Maggie wasn't done, because she believed insurance was only one part of Black financial freedom. Part 4, St. Luke's Penny Savings Bank and its insurance power. In 1903, Maggie Walker founded the St. Luke's Penny Savings Bank, becoming the first Black woman bank president in U.S. history. But here's the part that many people don't know. The bank and the insurance fund were designed to work together. This was vertical integration before the phrase vertical integration existed. The bank safeguarded the order's insurance funds. It helped the Black families borrow for homes and businesses. The bank reinforced the insurance programs by keeping capital circulating inside the community. They protected policyholders from predatory lenders. This bank ensured that claims were backed by real assets. In other words, she was building a Black financial ecosystem. Insurance plus banking plus business plus community wealth equals economic independence. This was just not business. This was financial justice. Part 5, the St. Luke Herald, educating Black families about insurance. Maggie understood that insurance was only powerful if people knew how it worked. So, she launched the St. Luke Herald, a newspaper that explained the value of insurance. It taught economic literacy and promoted savings and wealth building. It also highlighted success stories and encouraged Black families to join the movement. Think of it as an early 1900s financial education, Black Wall Street style. She used the paper to spread a message that still resonates today. Economic power begins with education. This publication helped build trust, transparency, and understanding of the order's insurance programs, which was crucial at a time when many people feared being scammed or taken advantage of. Her storytelling built stability. Her leadership built institutions, and her institutions built futures. Part 6, how Maggie Walker protected Black families during crisis. During the Great Depression, many insurance companies collapsed, including white companies that had far more resources. But under Maggie's leadership, the St. Luke's insurance and banking operations, they survived. Why, may you ask? Because Maggie practiced conservative reserves. community accountability, transparent reporting, and reinvestment into real assets. While other institutions folded, the order continued paying claims, preserving the dignity of families during one of the hardest moments in American history. She personally oversaw claims processes, policy adjustments, financial stabilization strategies. Maggie Walker wasn't just an executive. She was an innovator. She was a protector, making sure that even in national crisis, Black families didn't lose everything. Part 7. Maggie Walker's legacy in today's insurance industry. Her influence didn't end with her life. Maggie Walker's models laid the groundwork for Black-owned life insurance companies, fraternal insurance societies, community-based underwriting, Black agents becoming licensed professionals, and the rise of insurance districts in cities like Richmond, Durham, Memphis, and Atlanta. Many Black-owned insurers that rose in the mid-1900s, such as North Carolina Mutual, Atlanta Life, and others, followed the blueprint she set with St. Luke. Her belief in self-insurance, community trust, financial literacy, affordable policies, and dignity in death shaped an entire era of Black financial empowerment. And today, when we talk about creating generational wealth through life insurance, we are walking in Maggie Lena Walker's footsteps. We should be proud. Conclusion: the insurance takeaway. So what's the big takeaway here? Maggie Lena Walker wasn't just a banker. She wasn't just a businesswoman. She was a visionary who understood that you can't build a strong community if you can't protect its peoples. Insurance is not just paperwork. It's not just premiums. It's legacy. It's freedom. It's dignity. It's the promise that your family will not collapse when your life hits hard. That's what she stood for. That's what she fought for. That's what she built. And that's the mission we carry on today. Thank you for tuning in to the Insurance Unc. If you learned something new about Maggie Lena Walker, share this episode with someone who needs to know this history. And as always, protect your life, protect your family, but most importantly, protect your legacy.